Hey guys, welcome to Drinking with Dave, where every episode I sample a different drink and then pair it with classical music. Today we will be exiting the wonderful world of whiskey and trying something completely new for the first time, and that is the Dolin Génépy le Chamois, which is considered by some to be an alternative to Chartreuse. So my primary reason for making this video is I recently did a video on the Chartreuse, which of course has been harder and harder to come by these days. There's been a shortage going on for some time now. So when I heard that some people considered this to be a suitable alternative, I wanted to see how it held up. And you know, while I wouldn't say this is super accessible, you know, whether or not you can pick this up at your local liquor store probably depends on where you live. It's definitely more accessible than the Chartreuse in terms of availability. It's also more accessible in terms of price. Now, personally, I have never had this before, so I will be opening up a new bottle for the first time on camera, which should be interesting and hopefully will stretch my limits as well. Some quick notes here first though. This is made by Dolin, which is probably best known for their vermouth. It goes back to 1821. And like Chartreuse, is an herbal liqueur from the French Alps. It uses 30 local herbs. Also uses a petite variety of wormwood, which you know, seems to be popular in French liqueurs. Now you can use this in cocktails as a base. There are several drinks that are made with this, or you can, you know, have it stand on its own, serve it chilled, whatever you prefer. One of the very first things I noticed though is it's 45% ABV, which is 10% less than the Chartreuse. So right off the bat, we should expect it to be a little softer. So let's go ahead and open this up here, and then we'll have a pour. All right. Oh, you can smell it as soon as it opens. Okay, well, it's a little lighter in tone than I was expecting. I was expecting something a little bit more in line with the color of Chartreuse, not sure why. Let's see here. Decent, well, I want to call it legs. Well, they're good. There they go, the legs, yeah. A little bit stronger legs than I anticipated, I have to be honest. So let's see what's on the nose. Okay, it's actually fairly soft on the nose. Much more delicate than the Chartreuse. You do smell the floral notes there, and you can pick up those herbs, but it's much less complex. I'm getting some anise on this one as well. So all right, let's go ahead and have a taste. So the Génépy does not pack the same punch as a Chartreuse. It's milder, it's less complex, probably a little sweeter as well. Honestly, I would say this is probably closer to the yellow Chartreuse than the green, in that it packs less of an herbal bite, less ethanol, a little bit sweeter. You know, you could still pick up the floral notes. Still a similar basic flavor profile. You pick up that licorice note as well, but it's more stripped down. Let's have another taste. I'm still getting a little bit of a piney quality in this one. Might be picking up some subtle fruit notes, perhaps plum. There's a bit of peppermint on the front, but a very soft finish, and then it's gone. All right, so here's my takeaway. It lacks the complexity in the range of flavors that the Chartreuse has, but it's still a pleasant drink. You know, I would say if you're looking for something that tastes just like Chartreuse, you're going to be disappointed in this. But, you know, I can see why it gets comparisons. It's still a decent drink, and especially in that price range. So if I'm pairing this with music, I want something that is pleasant enough to listen to, but not overly complex. And for that, I'm going with Haydn, and I'm going with one of his lesser known works, the String Quartet in E-flat, Opus 20. And as always, I'll leave a link down in the description below if you want to check that out. There's really not that much to say about this composition, except that it matches the herbal quality of the Génépy in tone. Listening to this, you can almost envision strolling through a meadow and smelling the trees and the grass and the plant life. It's pleasant enough, but it doesn't really go anywhere. And I suppose not everything in music has to necessarily go somewhere, but for me, that's also the biggest difference between background music and foreground music. All in all, I would say the String Quartet in E-flat, like the Génépy, lacks complexity, but can still be enjoyable nonetheless. This one might be just as well served in a cocktail. So anyway, that's my take on the Dolin Génépy le Chamois. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for future episodes. Take care.